Good evening. I'm going to wait for a short time for people to join as usual. So let's be patient and bear with me. Okay, we already have people joining. So good evening everyone. Today the live is going to be in English. We're going to interview a very known Portuguese photographer. Is Jorge Chagas. He's very known in Instagram. He does a lot of urban and street photography. So he started 20 years ago when he was studying in the art university. So he studied for 2 years photography there. He's a web designer, or was a web designer, and now is a web developer. So we have a lot of IT people doing also photography. I'm not going to give an extensive introduction of him. I think I will let him talk. But mainly his work is about light and how light interacts with the city and people. He likes to wake up very early in the morning, 4 a.m. I always get jealous and really admire people that do that. And he has very moody photos with fog, with early morning light when the city is empty. I can show you one that is going to talk about it. So usually most of his photography is during in the morning. I know he carries always his camera with him. And he's traveling a lot, so he uses the same technique across the world. He started with the landscape, and then after a while he shifted for the current style. I'm going to see if he's here. I believe I saw him. He's here. I'm going to invite. Everything went well. Let's see now if he's able to join. Oh, he has joined.
Hello,
Good
everyone.
evening, George. Thank you for
Hello.
accepting our invite, and thank you for accepting also in English, because this way we have a broader broadcast or a broader audience. I did a short introduction of yourself,
I was
but I wanted to
listening.
talk about. I want you to talk about you and how you started and why. And how you developed this very urban city photography style that everyone loves. You have really, really how to capture lights and fog and very moody and mysterious photos. So please let us know how this journey started, how you developed your style,
Of
and
course.
what's ahead of this.
Are you listening good, Valeria?
Yes. Are you listening good to me as
Yeah,
well?
it's
I'm
perfect.
going to increase the volume, but I believe you can hear me
Yeah,
well.
I'm
I can
listening
hear you well
perfectly.
as well.
Nice.
Okay.
I put the phones to hear better and to. Hello, I'm George. Like Valeria was saying, sorry for my rusty English, but I think it's okay. Everyone will understand, and we'll be here 1 hour. Greetings from Lisbon, like Valeria was saying. Yeah, I'm George, 41 years old, born and raised here in my hometown, Lisbon. Uh, Probably most of you, or great part of you, already know my work. Like Valeria was saying, I like to wake up very early in the morning.
You have to
Uh,
challenge me, George. One day you have to
of
challenge me
course, let's
during the
go.
weekend to go with you, because
Even
I'm so
even
lazy.
even today, Valeria, I wake up at 5:30 a.m. My other buddy
Good.
Pedro can't came today, but I wake up at 4
Which
a.m.
Pedro? Which
Pedro
Pedro?
is here. Pedro Bello is
Uh,
a friend of mine here. Lives here nearby, and I wake up like 5:30 a.m. and start the morning very early in Lisbon. Even the sunrise after I have already there. So, but let's go. Like Valeria said before, I'm from Lisbon. I have 41 years. photography has been part of my life since my youth, before the university a little bit, but in the way that all the people shoot, with that disposable little cameras like Kodak, Wilford, that brands everyone knows now, is a trend to use film now. But in those times, I learned analogic photography in university, and I bought my first camera, a serious one, in 2003, in my first year of photography. I enjoy a lot because a guy that came from disposables to a professional camera was just a new world for me. And I think,
Sorry to interrupt you, but you started with analog,
yeah,
right?
analog photography, Valeria. My first camera was a Canon, because in those days, here in Portugal, we just had two big brands, or Nikon or Canon was the two big brands. So 50-50, I went to Canon because in that time was easier to buy it, to get lens, because it's a little bit like Sony now, that have a lot of third parties. In those days were Canon, the big player, and the guys that have everything. So I bought my Canon, Canon AE1 with a 50 millimeter lens, 1.4. And in the beginning it was very academic. I was just studying and trying to apply all the learns during my shoots. So, and like you said before, I was just doing a lot of landscape. I make my pinhole box. I don't know if you know what it is.
I know, I
Part of,
know what
yeah,
it
you
is.
know, but
Do
I
you
think
still have photos from that time?
I have here photos from that time. It's
Oh,
very.
show us one.
I don't have here. I have to go. I have to go to my
Okay, so
to
later.
go.
Maybe
Then
you
I
should
will send.
post them.
I will send you. I will send you
Okay,
after.
okay.
Uh, and I was just enjoying all the things I was learning at the time, and was a very interesting part, because for me it was all new. I don't know, at the time I didn't know nothing about photography, just curiosity. And with that 2 years, because I have 2 years of analog photography and 1 year of digital. The last year, the third year, was because in those times, early 2000s, I think, was when the first digital cameras came to Portugal. And I bought my first digital camera in 2006.
When
Yeah,
you were
so
in Milan, right?
yeah, that's the other funny part, because I bought my digital camera before I went to Milan in Erasmus. So like every Erasmus guys, I had a lot of time, parties, booze, that kind of stuff is normal. It's Erasmus life. But during the day, with my digital camera is I think was a G5, 10 megapixels, something like that, without changing lens. It was a fixed lens, I think a 35 at the time. And I just spent the most part of my day walking in Milan and taking photos. And when I start to develop my taste for street photography, you know. So in those days was my first contact with street photography,
I
and with my
started
little
with this
camera.
photo.
I take this photo in Rua Augusta here in Lisbon.
One of the main
One of the
shopping
main
streets.
one, yeah. And it's a funny story about that photography, because it's a low angle photo, like you can see, with a puddle. I flip the photo because that's the right position. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wasn't sure, so I
Uh,
was.
no, but you can flip, because
Yeah, because you can flip it
yeah,
all the way
it's cool
around.
because you can flip and all the sides are cool. And I was there like laying down, I don't know, 30 minutes, and the guys from the trucks that bring the clothes from the warehouse to the stores just arriving, and they stop in front of me. The guys from Pull and Bear, the guys from Zara, the guys from all the stores in the street just stop it in front of me, and I was there like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. My legs was hurting a lot, and a guy, it's funny because a guy passed by me and say, "Man, here you can fish anything because the puddle." And I would say, come on, see my photo and you will sell it later. And then he saw it and he said, yeah, good photo, nice angle. And I think this is, it's funny because sometimes people don't understand the effort that we put to do something, to make a photo. And my legs was hurting a lot because I was very down on the street, almost inside the puddle to take the photo. And I think the result was cool and everybody liked it. It's one of my newest or most known photos and was very cool. And the story behind that is also very interesting.
Yeah, I think it's very nice and it's very mysterious as well.
Yeah,
It gives a
because
surreal.
was a great day with some fog, and it's a beautiful street. And like you know, and the people, I don't know if someone here already visit Lisbon or already have the opportunity to come here, is one of the biggest crowded streets in Lisbon, and you have to be there very early to get those kind of photos.
So then you went to Milan, you returned. What happened?
I returned, was my last year studying here in the university. So like every student, I have to finish my graduation and start working like every regular people start working. And at the time I was designer and I start working 2007 when I finished, and photography became like a distant part again because in the beginning of our career it's harder to get time to go out and take photos, and we are starting to work and don't have so much money like that, and so photography became again more a hobby in the weekend, more landscape again. I think when I had time or during traveling, but was a little pause again on my photography. I start to pay more attention to my work, and I just stop a little bit during those days. But then during 2013, the social media appears. Yeah, I'm 80 kids, 90 kids. My first computer here in home when was in 2008, more or less, when
So
my
Val Photo is saying that he wants you to go to Thailand.
I will
Because he likes
go.
your
I
photos a
will
lot.
go. I will go to Thailand, of course, someday. Um, but like I was saying, the first computer here in house, in my home, my parents' home, was when my sister go to university because he's older than me, 6 years. So my first contact with internet and those kind of things was in 1995, something like that. I'm older, yes. And there's not internet and
Now someone
not
is
mob.
saying, no, bro, the Netherlands
Yeah, my
needs you.
brother Akim, I will go there, of course.
It must be because of picture look, so you guys go all together at 5 a.m.
No, he's an excellent portrait photographer, the best. Akim from Netherlands, from Amsterdam. I love his job. I love his work. But like I was saying, in those times we don't have mobiles, we don't have computers, so it was much harder to get information, to get reference. The effort to do that was much bigger. And now in 2013, Instagram appeared, every Facebook, all the stuff, and during those days was much easier to get the reference, to know new artists, new photographers. I'm a guy from the arts, so for me, my brain just is formatted to work with images. So was during 2013 and 2015 was very good because with social media network, I get closer to a lot of people. I keep in touch with some of them also right now, and was for me it was amazing all time. Then I start to work in my actual job in 2013, and I know two guys that start to challenge me and telling me, "Come on, let's take some photos, street photography, because your photos are cool. You have good photos." Because on those days I just post my daily life. Like I think almost all the people in Instagram in the early Instagram days, just those kind of photos of our daily things, parties, traveling, but normal stuff, nothing special.
Just showing you a photo that is with the tram, but a
Yeah,
different
yeah,
photo because
I love
it's reflection,
reflection.
and usually you don't take reflections, so I find it
Yeah,
curious.
I love reflections. I should take more, I think, because the results are fine, are good. I think people love it. This photo here is in Rua da Conceição, is one of the biggest known streets for photographers, of course. Uh, uh, I'm thinking, oh, do you ever feel people copy your reflections? Yeah, and it's no problem for me. People copying my style. If people do that, it's because I'm inspiring them, and I think that is the biggest compliment of a photographer, having people do the same stuff that you do. And in
So
this,
you never get annoyed that so many
no,
people have the same
no,
style, and
no, no,
you don't block
because
people because of that.
no, I haven't. I have some funny stories about it. People blocking me, and they never talk to me. It was funny because they just blocked me. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm taking similar style or similar or in the same places. But the funniest thing that people block me, but they never talk with me. So it's Pedro, the guy I was telling that take photos with me almost every weekend. He's a funny guy, and I think that is just. I think people do that because they are afraid of something, or I don't know. Every time people came to me to ask for help or to get some advice or asking me what gear I use, what camera I have, what lens I used to take some photo. Yeah, that one is amazing. I was one of the luckiest days I have in here in Lisbon because I don't know, Lisbon is not very known by the foggy. Now we have a little bit more, but it's not very normal have so many days foggy days in Lisbon. And in this photo, I just have the lucky to get foggy and sun at the same time. And I was with my 7200 luckily because now I just don't use so much this lens. But I was at those days I was with the 7200 and I just take this photo, the foggy between the bridge. Uh, and then of course the edition is also part of the process. I do some adjustments, color grading, that kind of stuff, and for me it's one of my best photos. I'm doing a book right now with a small editor here in Portugal, and probably this photo here, Valeria, will be
The
the
cover?
the cover, yeah, of the book.
What's going to be the name of your book?
It's in process, but of course has to be something like Lisbon mornings or something like that. Because for
Do you
me,
like the mornings because the city is still empty and you can control better the light? That it's a softer light because here we have a very hard light during the day.
yeah,
Is it because you don't have so many people in the streets?
I think it's a mix of things. I love Lisbon light, and for me in the morning is the best light, like you are saying, because it's softer, because the contrast between our uh, white streets, because we have a lot of white streets, and the buildings and the trams, the yellow ones, like everyone loves. I think, yeah,
I
yeah.
have trams. I have your trams here.
Yeah, I have a lot of photos with trams. Of course, I'm a Lisbon guy, so if I don't take photos of our trams, I'm not a Lisbon people. What?
Luana Martinez, she's from Brazil. She's a wonderful photographer as
Thank
well.
you very much.
She says she loves Lisbon. Luana, you have to visit us, okay? So we
Yeah,
can go and shoot at
came
5
here,
a.m.
came here, Luana. No, no, we can go. You can go much more like 8, 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. Of course, I will keep early. You can go and there before after. But like I was
So
saying,
here, how do you, can you explain
ah,
this?
the shutter and
Yeah.
the aperture, of course. Forget this motion blur effect. I
I think
just
it's very nice, actually.
I love it. It was like a tentative error, you know. I was testing, and then one of the photos came like this, but I was like testing a very small aperture, like f16 or something like that, with a shutter speed, I think, 1 second or half a second, and I get that
We
that
have more
thing.
trends. We have more trends.
Yeah, trams like people all the time, of course. That's one I like very much of the contrast between the
Yeah.
tram and the building on the background. Was one of the funniest pictures I take till now, I think, and the result is very nice. Even the guy inside the tram, the driver, uh, just seeing here, we don't see his head, but we see his front is very, very nice. And it was very early in the morning, I think 7:30 or something like that. To get this street empty, you have to be there very, very soon. A guy from it's curious because a guy from Amsterdam, Tiale, asked me one time, "How do you get all the time empty streets?" And I, because he was here before, and I told him, man, you have to wake up early, like 6 a.m. You have to be there to find the streets like this.
What time was this?
Uh, 7:30, more or less.
7:30 in the
Yeah,
morning?
yeah, 7:30, more or less. To get this type of light, you have to be there very early. I think that spot is Mat, of course, is one of the best spots to see the
Did you
sunrise in
color
Lisbon.
grade a bit the yellow,
Yeah,
or
I
it's
color grading a little bit. The yellow was a little bit more. The highlights were very, very strong, and I tried to soft a little bit, and I give a little bit more yellow too, because the light was coming up, was a sunrise, so I take and put a little bit contrast in
this
there.
is
But
this is sunrise, is not
no, this is sunrise. This is sunrise. It's not a sunset.
okay.
In the beginning of my photography, I shoot a lot of sunsets. Now I'm just
Everyone does that, like
I think
very
that's a thing
tempting.
everyone do. Starting with sunsets, and now I'm just shooting sunrises. Is amazing. The change.
But you also have
Let me see.
photos with people,
Yeah,
more closer photos.
of
I
of
love this one.
of course. Oh, that was a funny story.
This
Uh,
one with the zoom. Tell me
no,
how do you do it? Because the Portuguese photographers, from my
yeah.
experience, they love big zoom lens, and I know why. Because people here are not so open for photography or to be photographed, so
Uh-huh,
it's
uh-huh.
easier.
Yeah.
So explain me this
I, I,
this photo. I like it a lot, actually. It's very expressive.
this photo was not with a zoom lens, with an 80. It was with an 85 millimeters. Um, it's amazing for bokeh, for isolation of the subject, and for answering your question, I did the same path. I started with zoom lenses, uh, 70-200, because for compression, for isolation, I love this lens, because 70-200 is one of the most versatile lenses that exist. It's true. I don't use it anymore, or just a little bit, because now I'm with the 50 and with the 35, so I have to be more evasive. I have to get closer to the people. But this one here was with the 85, and was funniest because that lady was in the other. I was here, and this lady was in the other side of the street, and it was looking to me very, what these guys are
Suspicious.
doing.
She looks very
Yeah,
suspicious, like,
yeah,
what are you doing?
yeah. She was looking to me like, what are you doing? I don't want to be shown to the world. Stop it. And but then I take the photo. I go through to the other side and talk to her, and she started like smiling. Was amazing because when she saw the result, she was very friendly, not the grumpy that he was doing before. So and there's a restaurant nearby, and was some people on the balcony and outside, and start laughing because understand the situation. First she was very grumpy, looking to me like, what the hell? And then when I came to talk with her, was the opposite. Was a very, very friendly lady. We talk a little bit. She started to tell me her life. Like we have sometimes that kind of connection with people. First, they are very grumpy, but then when we show the photos to them, they
I love
change.
it.
They change.
I like this one a lot as well.
Oh, this one.
This one was with the Zoom, right? Because
No, it's,
no?
it's with an 85 too, with the Prime 85, because, like this one is like a roller coaster. Our geography is like up and down all the time, and that photo here was near, I think, Rousseau, between Rousseau and São José, the hospital. And I had lucky that lady came out and started to do I don't remember now the name in English, but she started to hanging the clothes there, and I was with my 85 and just have time to shoot, because then she saw me and go inside again. So it was a very quick moment. I have to be faster, and sadly my camera don't have the faster focus because it's an old model. Probably I will change soon. I'm thinking about it. But
are you going to stick with the same brand, or are you going to change?
I'm in a battle inside of me, Valeria, because
You're going to turn to Fuji.
I love Fuji. Like we were talking about. I went to Galiza with Fuji to test the new XT50 from Fuji, the new one, the smallest. But I tried also the XT5, and I love it. I never had shoot it with the Fuji, and after 1-2 hours was normal to shoot with. So and with the 56, the lens was a 56. I love that combo. The XT5 with the 56 was a perfect combo. I had a lot of fun there. Yeah, that one was there with the XT5.
This one is with the Fuji?
Yeah, this one was with the Fuji. I take it in a small time named Muros. I think it was the name, Muros. We went 4 days, and we just passed the day shooting and shooting and shooting. Me and João Bernardino, a terrific, friendly guy, amazing person, even greater photographer. João Bernardino from Porto is an amazing guy. I loved so much these days shooting with him, also with the guys from Fuji, João and Nuno. Was an amazing day. This one with the XT5 and the 56 millimeters, yes, in Muros,
Okay.
because we made a part of the Galician coast. We are driving there, and we stopped and take this photo there. Oh, that's I think is one of the most iconic photos I take it. Is on the 25th of April, one of our Portuguese days here, when we celebrate the revolution of how the name in English of the flower? I can remember now.
Rain.
Exactly. So, and in this day, a lot of photographers there, professionals, non-professionals.
Was it this year?
Yeah, it was in the 50s.
I was there as well.
Yeah, I found there Bruno and Marta and Artur, a lot of people. Bruno was here before, right? I saw his interview.
I was with Pedro Patricio.
Pedro Patricio, nice guy too. Amazing photography also. So And with that one, of course, I was with the 70-200 because in the middle of the crowd, to get closer, just with the telezoom lens there, I don't even try the primes inside the crowd because was like you have been there, you saw it. I never saw that avenue with so much people. I think I never saw so many people there. And I just saw the girl with the flower and was like 5 seconds and I take this photo. I was far away from her, but with the telezoom, of course I crop a little bit. The photo was not like this. I just cropped to get a better composition because for me that's one of the things I always try to to get better, the composition. I think composition is one mostly forgotten things most part of the people do. We saw we
What
saw
sense?
we saw beautiful photos, and but I think many times people forgot to think about it, to get the best perspective. What are you seeing? Because in present days, I think we abuse a little bit of edition to get our photos better, and we forgot a little bit about composition and about all the pictures. It's like I wish to say, telezoom lens are the cheat code, because if you see less, you think less. With wide lens, you see more things, you see more elements. You have to think in more. You have to think much more because people
What
getting by.
to take, what
Yeah,
should stay in.
yeah, because you are seeing a lot of things and you have to process that. With telezooms, it's easier to get a beautiful photo because it's just a person, it's just a small detail, it's just a little bit. It's like 10% of what you are seeing. With the wide lens, you have to think much more, and you have to get closer or to get far away, and and you start to understand much better the things, the composition, the perspective, the angles. And I think every one of us, and I'm talking about my perspective and my opinion, of course, uh, we struggle a lot when we start using wide lenses, 50, 35. Like you are saying, in Lisbon, almost every people use a 70-100. So when we start using wide lenses, it's very hard
It
because
is.
we are just used to see a small part of the world, and then we have a great part of the world in
Imagine
front of
using
us.
a 16.
I
It's
just use
really,
a 16 on
it's
my mobile.
really. I love this photo, and it's a bit different from what you usually do,
Yeah,
but I think it's really brilliant.
uh,
Can you talk a bit about it? Because
of
it's
course.
not you didn't hire a model to
No,
do this, you're
no,
just
no, no,
passing
no,
by.
no.
So I would like you to explain a bit.
I was in Barcelona at the time, and I have a very funny story with Barcelona because each time I went to Barcelona, my flight back to Lisbon is canceled. So the two times I went there, the last two times I stayed there one more day because my flights were canceled. And one of the times I had the lucky to shoot this photo here because I was there in Gothic Quartier. Every photographer knows where it is. It's just the most known part of Barcelona where everyone goes to shoot. It's like here in Lisbon, if you go to Miradouro de Santa Luzia or Rua da Conceição or something like that. I was there, and like here, a lot of people doing photo shoots. And when this model came, of course, everyone around her taking photos, and I was there like trying to get my angle, and she starts spinning, spinning, and maybe the photographer is in the other side. If you look with attention, I think he's in the right side. You can see a little bit of the leg or the foot of the photographer. Just if you look with attention, I think it's near the skirt down. You can, if
Oh
you,
yeah, it is.
yeah,
It is.
yeah, yeah. Because I was just trying not to see her, stay between the model and the photographer, and she was spinning. So I want to freeze that moment, and I think the result is very fine because I get perfectly what I want.
No, it's gorgeous. This photo
And
is gorgeous. I think it could be easily in a fashion
you
magazine or
think,
something like
you
that.
think,
I think you should send it to Vogue or
no,
something.
but the funniest part is that this was in September, or, late September 27, something like this. And 2 weeks ago, the model sent me a message in Instagram. Uh, she's just telling me, oh, the photographer saw your photo and then told me, and I'm just stunned with this. It's amazing. Can you send me the picture? And
Right,
of course,
it's a great photo. I
I
love it.
send it. I send it to her 3 or 4 because I have more. Of course, I just posted this one here, but I had more, so I send it to her, and
Maybe you
it's
can
just so
post
funny.
the other ones now.
Yeah, now I can. I have in Lisbon. I have some similar stories too. One time, a girl in a bike. It was a great day. Everything flat. Not this one, but okay. Let's talk about it.
I only have this one.
No, what's another story because was a gray day. The other one, not this one. I will talk
Okay.
about this one, but just for finish the other story. I saw a girl in a bike, a blue baby bike, a girl with a blue jacket and with a white helmet with the Italy flag here, the stripes, and she was popping everywhere because everything was great and she was like colors everywhere. So I take the photo, and in the other day she sent me a message asking for the photos because she loved it, and I don't even know she's an influencer. So she posts my photos, tag me. I win like 200 followers in half an hour. It was amazing.
When I look to your photos, your colors are very muted, so it's
Mm-hmm.
not very saturated, or you don't have very strong colors. It's always about the lights
Mm-hmm.
and how the light falls under the city and people. So I can see you
Yeah,
don't use strong colors, not like
I
me.
do.
No. Yeah, I like strong colors.
I like less saturated colors. Yeah, because it's one of the reasons I like Canon gear. I think Canon has the most natural colors of all brands. Uh, I have already tried Fuji, like we are talking about. Sony too. I have already tried. Sony is more blues. Fuji is amazing. I like so much the Fuji colors, but like you are a Fuji owner, so you have those modes, cinematic mode, no?
Yeah, I use the normal one, but then I always reduce a bit the saturation
Yeah, it's like
because
me.
for me sometimes can be very saturated. So I have the tendency of doing the opposite. Instead of increasing, I decrease it.
So
But still, my photos are still very colorful because it's what attracts me. So this one is again fog under the bridge.
yeah,
One cycling.
other foggy day, and
Don't tell
one
me someone was cycling at 5 a.m.
uh, not 5 a.m., but
It's
it's
a
like
cycle.
8 a.m., 8 a.m. or something like that. But I arrive at 6 a.m. probably. I can't remember exactly the time I arrived, but this one here was like 8 a.m. And I was I was just lying on the floor. Literally, I was there almost sleeping with my 2470 at the time, yeah, with the zoom lens. But I take this picture at 24 millimeters, Valeria. So very wide to get all the picture. The fisherman, the girl on the bike, the foggy bridge
So
was a very
what
wide
you
open.
want to convey with your photos? What when you take them and looking into your work that is very consistent,
Mm-hmm.
the style and methodology that you use, what do you want to convey? What would you like people to get from those images? Um,
I think the most important thing is I want to show the the things like I'm seeing it, I'm feeling it, because who knows me knows that I'm a very emotional person. Don't
you're a developer,
Yeah,
an
I'm a
emotional
developer, but
developer.
first
You're an
first
emotional.
But first, I was a designer, and I was a creative guy. So the creative guys have emotions, you know.
Of course.
So now it's more about logic, but of course I have emotions, and I'm a very emotional people in a good way, of course, not those kind of people crying all the time and that kind of stuff. But I try to pass my emotions to the photography. You know, it's because of that I love lights, I love people, I love the contrast, because with that is like I'm showing my emotions through photography. And it's funny because a lot of times people in Instagram on comments, they say it. I can feel your emotions in your photos. I can feel what you were seeing or what you were feeling when you take it. The emotions are there. It's very funny. Like I think 1 or 2 months ago, one of that street photography's accounts make a post about me, my work, and it was funny what they wrote about it. In the caption is like, George is like a classic painter of the classic time, showing the emotions, and it's like a Cézanne or a Rembrandt in his photos. So I think he's curious about that. So at the same time, I'm a classic guy, but taking street photography, that is recent, not so much recent, but is recent. So I think I'm in the middle. I'm between the two worlds, a classic one and a more modern one. That's one of my favorite photos, and one
Is
of the
this in
most known.
Porto?
This is in Porto, for me, in the most beautiful train station in the world, São Bento. uh, was not so early in the morning because we are inside the station, and the light uh, don't shade so much like in the outside. But I was with my 7200 too. And I take it this photo. For me, it was perfect. The composition, the guy, if you look with attention, the reflect of the guy in the train, the light came in a perfect diagonal. So everything in this photo is perfect. The mood, the guy, the train, the light, and was one of my viral photos, in my first viral photos in on Instagram. This one here.
Yeah, because it's also very cinematographic.
Yeah, the colors, of course, I changed a little bit. I made some color grading. Uh, I think I made a before and after with that photo someday in my reels. I
And
don't
now
do a
a
lot.
black and white one, because you don't have many black and white.
No, I don't have many.
And
I
now I
prefer
have three
color.
here.
I think, and the guys from black and white will kill me when I say this. But for me, color is harder than do black and white photography.
Tell me why, because people usually, the black and white photographers,
Mm,
say otherwise.
no,
They say black and white is harder than colors.
for me, you have an harmony on colors is harder than an harmony in black and white, because black and white is all about contrast and shadows and light. When you work with colors, you have to think more than that. You have to know a little bit of color theory, the relations between the colors. Yeah, that's one in black and white. And I think it's easy, not easiest, but I think it's much. The work that you put in a color photography is much more than the work you put on a black and white photography. I think it's easier to get good results in black and white. That's is not
Best black and white I have of yours.
is not really black and white. That's a little
No?
bit color there. If you look with attention, that's a little bit blues and a little bit grays there.
Yeah, a bit of gray
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Very
That
muted.
one there is in Orient Station, a beautiful train station here in Lisbon.
Yeah, yeah, everyone knows.
Everyone
Very
knows
good.
Calatrava architecture, one of the best too. and
When colors are not important, an important element, I do black and white.
I love.
True. I
It's
love
like
black and white
I love
photos as
black and
well. They
white.
can be very moody, and I don't do it for a while, and I miss it because it's a different technique and it's more classic.
Yeah,
So
it's more
let
classic.
me see this one if it's correct. This is your landscape time, right?
Yeah, this is my landscape time. I send you that because I have to
I had to
be.
put one.
We have to put one even to people understand my journey till street photography. This one is in Praia da Ursa, one of the most beautiful beaches here in Sintra. Yes, because I don't live in Lisbon. It's because of that I wake up very early to go to Lisbon, because during the time I wake up and arrive to Lisbon is like 1 hour all the time that I wake up and go there. But this one is in Sintra, in Praia da Ursa, near Cabo da Roca. People that came here know where it is. Is a very, very beautiful beach, like I was saying. That one was at the sunset, not the sunrise.
It was on your early days.
Was very cold there, very windy. I was like this at the time, a lot of cold, but I think it's worth it.
So, what's your next for the future? What do you see yourself doing?
Uh,
The same style. I know you're doing your book.
yeah,
You've
I'm.
been in
I
collective
think.
exhibitions as well, or
I think my photography is changing. Like I was saying, I start with the 70-200, then 85. Now I'm taking photos with the 50. I love also photojournalism. I think it's more pure. It's more the moment. Is you have to think faster. You have to get closer. So I think I'm going to that way right now. My recent photos are much more closer to the people because I have a full frame. So my 50 is 50. My 35 is 35. So I have to go there. I have to be more evasive. And sometimes people don't like it, but it's what it is. But I think my journey in photography is going to that path. I'm going to make some more photojournalism type mixed with street photography. I don't know. I'm trying to do some night photography, but here in Lisbon it's not so cool, like you know. We
yeah,
don't have glow lights. We don't have like in Piccadilly
neons.
Circus or
All the
in Times
buildings that
Square.
had those
Yeah,
old neons were destroyed, so we don't have that kind of atmosphere
we have
here.
small
So it's
streets,
sad.
narrow alleys, and very
Yellow,
ugly
yellow,
yellow.
yellow.
Yeah, yellow everywhere. Yellow everywhere. Lisbon is yellow everywhere. Yeah, that one is very early in the morning. Also, I think was in April, something like that, because uh, that's other thing I'm seeing through the time, because during a year the light is not always in the same spot. So in this street here, I think the best time to shoot during our year is April or May, something between that. And the light was amazing at those days because it came from the top with a small angle, and it's easy. It's an easy one. It's very, very nice. Of course, I color grading a little bit. I take I isolate the subject a little bit more, but not so much. The raw file is very, very near that edition.
So tell us a bit about your book.
Oh,
When do
sure.
you pretend to publish it?
Mm-hmm.
Where can people
It,
find
it,
it?
it's a,
What
it's a,
is the main theme about it?
it,
Or the
it, yeah, of course. It's a funny story because I when I became because during the pandemic I was stopped because I don't know where is outside, but here in Portugal we couldn't cross our districts at the time. So I was in Sintra and I couldn't cross to Lisbon. It was like this. And at those days, the photography paused a little bit, and I enjoyed those times and to get to study more, to know more about photography. I bought my actual camera during 2022, and start to shooting a little bit here. And it was funny because one day a small editor from Porto came to talk to me, and in the beginning I didn't understand very well because I was thinking that the book is with me and more photographers, but then I understand it's just with my photos. So a lot of photos, almost 150 is a lot of material. Also text. I have to think in a story for the book. I have to
Are you going to write ask someone to
No,
write it
no,
for you?
I write the text already. I sent
Oh,
to them. Yeah, the book will have some text of me too,
but related
and
with the
yeah,
photo,
yeah,
like a story.
yeah. Because the book is about Lisbon, Sintra, and these locations here. So I had to think about a story to link all the parts of the book, and I divide the chapters in some text, of course,
Mhm.
and some stories. And now I already sent to them. They are working on it, and probably will get ready on the Easter. So I'm waiting.
Very nice, very nice. And people can find the book where? On a
Uh,
website,
they have a
bookshop.
website. They have a website, and in the main bookstores here in Portugal, Fnac is one of them. Bertrand, which will in the great bookstores here in Portugal.
That's good.
Uh, yeah, I
Because
think it's good.
usually,
They made one with the guy in Porto too. This is from Lisbon, of course, mine. The other one is from Porto, and they made the launch in the Fnac of Porto. So let's
you
see if
showed
I
me, and the book
yeah,
is
I show you the
beautiful.
book,
Yeah, it's
and
beautiful.
they made the launch in the Fnac of Santa Catarina in Porto. Maybe they will do the same here in Lisbon. Let's hope so.
I think that it's a very well composed book, the one I
Yeah,
saw it. So
it's
I
just
believe it's going to be a huge success. Let us know. Put on your page, please. And
I
what
will, I
more?
will.
So, where are you going to travel next year to do some
Uh,
photography?
I was there in Barcelona in November. It was very, very good because I was there with two great photographers and even better persons. My brothers Carmelo Giardino and David Bonomos, amazing photographers from Barcelona. Know
I
them,
know them.
if you don't know them, go to their Instagram, see their photos are amazing. Now I'm really think to go London, maybe Paris, Budapest, who knows, Amsterdam. Every day I receive message people saying the same. Came here, let's take some photos. Oh, come to South Brazil. I will.
You go everywhere. In South
Uh,
Brazil, you don't have fog.
Nope, but we have good weather, we have good light, so it's nice. I think this is one thing that I want to try because I want to get out of my comfort zone. I'm just shooting light. I want to get more bad weather conditions. I want to go to London to see all the gray stuff,
You're
like
going to
Gotham
love the
City.
gray weather
Yeah,
in London.
or even in Budapest, cold weather, foggy days. I just want to challenge because for me everything is a challenge. I want to challenge myself. I want to go further. I want to do different things. If I can, if I could, I just grab my camera and let's go everywhere. I think it's the most
Spend
beautiful thing.
the year
Yeah,
traveling.
of course, it will be a challenge, and I will accept it for without thinking. Without thinking, let's go.
Well, did you ever join a workshop? Because you have a lot of people doing workshops abroad, and
Ah,
they
okay.
gather a group of people and they spend 3 4 days together, which can be fun. And
Yeah, I'm trying to reach people for that. Valeria. Here in Portugal is not so easy because, like we are talking, people are in their own worlds.
Yeah, but
Everyone
did
is
you join a workshop? Because you also can join a workshop because people are doing
yeah, yeah, yeah.
workshops around the world.
I know that. Even I know some guys doing that outside in London, in Paris, in Amsterdam, in New York. New York is another thing that I want so much again to come back just to shoot, stay there like 3 weeks just shooting. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
And I will see, of course, things in the future because for me it's important to go outside and see other things.
I think workshops, if you have more people that in a workshop that people are more advanced, it's good because you're obliged to
Yeah,
shoot during those days. And it's challenging because you also have people that you can learn
of
from, a
course,
lot
of
of
course.
people you can learn from.
One,
So it's a good
yeah,
experience, but it's not like a holiday, it's like a day of work.
yeah, yeah.
Feels like that.
I would love that because when like I was saying before, when I come back from the pandemic, I was seeing all the great guys and great stuff here in Instagram, and I was thinking, I have to do that. I have to be better than that, guys. I have to do the same things. I have to get there. So if I go in a workshop, being the newbie guy there, will be amazing because I will learn a lot with all the guys there. I would love that.
Yeah, I think it's a different experience,
Of
let's
course,
say.
of course,
So I don't know which we are ending our life. I don't know if you want to leave a message for
of course.
people, a
I
final one or some advice or
of
suggestions.
course, of course.
We should meet to do photography. So you can
Yeah,
challenge me as well.
yeah, and you too, because we have different styles,
We
and
have very different
so we
styles. Sometimes people
we
want
we
to,
yeah, we'll be
kill
funnier,
me.
of course. But my advice is just do whatever you want. Don't think too much about results. Be resilient. Photography is not a science that you just go outside and take good photos. Uh, you see my photos in Instagram, but for having like 100 photos, I have taken more than 5,000 or something like that. Just go outside, grab your camera, do your stuff, make different kind of photography to just for you to understand what you want, what is your thing, because and photography is the journey. Like I was saying, I became taking photos, landscape photos, and now I'm taking street photography. I'm thinking about photojournalism. So photography is a journey. Don't give up because and the most important thing, the thing is not your camera or your lens, it's you. You have to one thing that my teacher in university said to me, and I never forgot, is the the the, the important thing is you, not your camera, not your lens, is you. And I think the people most part of the time forgot about it. They think they will bought a new camera, a new top camera with everything inside, and will take amazing photos. And it's not like that. You have
But
to,
they people also need to learn the technique
yeah.
because to match your creativity, and sometimes we have these ideas.
Hmm.
If you don't know the technique to execute that, you cannot create, right?
Yeah, of
So
course
it's important. You should not be too technical, but being
you have
technique
to
will
know
help
you,
you and
yeah,
create more. And if you have a crazy idea and you don't have a clue how to use
of
the
course,
camera or the light or
of course.
whatsoever, it's difficult.
You have
So,
to know the basics. You have to know the basics, of course. And today is easier because you have a lot of information and
of
channels
course,
to know that, to learn that. So that's my advice. Be persistent, do your thing, learn something, and the most important part, have fun, enjoy it.
okay, thank you very
Thank,
much for being so kind and accepting
of
our
course,
invite in Street Macadam. I hope we go and shoot together.
sure,
Please challenge me.
I will.
I don't think this year is going to because I'm leaving soon, but next year let's do that. I don't guarantee 5 a.m., but
Oh.
maybe you'll be the guy that makes me get out of
I
bed.
hope so.
So, thank you very much. Thank
Thank you,
to
guys.
everyone that was assisting and supporting George. And next week you have another one, not with me, but you have another live.
I
Bye
hope to see
bye,
you. I
everyone.
hope to
See
see
you.
you all in Lisbon soon. Bye bye, guys. Thank
Bye.
you.